Hi there, and thank you so much for your inquiry and for your questions. We thought we'd create this video so that we could explain to you the power in what this feature and being included in this magazine will do for you. Now, we've had a number of questions come up from people asking us, so what's the readership? What's the circulation of the magazine? Now, that's a great question, and they're great questions to ask, but it's not really where the power of this is. But firstly, let me address that question for you. I've been in magazine publishing for more than 20 years, and my role in magazine publishing primarily is all in circulation. So how to get reach and readership. I've worked for some of Australia's leading publishers on just that, getting eyeballs onto the content. So you have nothing to fear. We are going to work really hard to get your magazine and this magazine out to as many people as we possibly can so that there's lots of eyeballs on the content. And we do that through all sorts of strategic ways, strategic partnerships, and the lists that we already have in our business because we've been working in publishing for so long. So I hope that's addressed the readership and circulation question. Oh, and by the way, we do aim for a target of a minimum of 10,000 readership with each magazine. So that should give you some idea. Now, this is where it gets really exciting. The power in this feature is more than the circulation, as I just said. The power in this is what you do with the feature once it's written. So I'm going to cover 10 of those things today. Now, if you move forward with us with the feature, we actually drill down on each of these in real detail once you've signed up, and we give you videos so that you can actually watch each video and make sure that you're maximizing your feature. But I'm going to run through them really briefly with you today. The first one, of course, really logical. This feature is going to separate you from the competition. Now, we know how many thousands of people are competing in the same industry as you, and it's really hard to stand out, have your voice heard, and be seen amongst all the competition. This will be the ultimate in ability to stand out and separate yourself from the competition. It'll also do what we call positioning. So this is a little bit different from standing out from the competition. This is about giving you enormous credibility. You know, having someone do a write-up on you and feature you in a magazine like this is going to give you an enormous amount of credibility. So for your current clients that are working with you, potential clients that you'd like to work with, this feature will give you an enormous amount of credibility, and it gives them an assurity that, wow, I'm dealing with someone that's the best of the best in their industry. So that's really powerful. The third one is that whether you know it or not, it's industry fact that editorial is at least 3 times more powerful than advertising. So having someone do a write-up on you, which we call editorial, is 3 times at least more powerful than you going out and spending money on an ad. So that's something to think about. The next one is that we're giving you almost what we call a third-party endorsement. So you may go out already and get testimonials and referrals from people in your industry now. So you might get clients, existing clients, past clients, to write a testimonial about you and get reviews placed on Google. And that's great, that's really powerful. This is similar to that. So having this feature written up is almost like just that, a third party endorsing you as the best of the best in the industry. The next one is a really powerful one, and we like to call it thud factor. So many people use this term when it comes to books. Well, we use it in magazine publishing as well. So imagine you've got a copy of your magazine and you're meeting with a new client for the first time, or you have a waiting room and there's some clients sitting in that waiting room wanting to, about to use your service for the first time or meeting you for the first time. And you're able to thud on the table this magazine that features you on the cover. Imagine the amount of credibility and assurity that would give that potential new client or your existing client to see that feature of you in the magazine. It's what we love using, and I just love thud factor. Of course, you can then take that thud factor and spread it around. So the next point is that you could actually take this thud factor and spread it with joint venture partners or referral partners, you might call them. So if you actually have people that are currently sending you leads or referrals, you can actually then share this magazine, whether it's digitally or physically, and get them to put it in their waiting rooms or share it with their clients and say something like, we love working with John Smith and here's a feature that's just been written up about him that we wanted to share with you. So it's really powerful to be able to put that and spread it out like wildfire and use it with your joint venture partners. The other thing is having a feature like this is that other media sources look to you as a credible and reliable source in the industry. So as a little bit of a thought leader. So you may find that you'll get knocks on the door from whether it's local paper or industry bodies that may want to get a comment from you in the media. And of course, you can drive that the other way too, and I can give you those steps in the video that we drill down on this a bit more. The other one is that event speakers, when I've put on a number of events over the years, and when we're looking for potential speakers, we go searching, with keywords, and we want to see people that have been featured and have a reputation in the industry. And by being featured in a magazine, that certainly gives you an enormous amount of credibility, especially one like this. So if you're looking to speak at events, hold your own events, or actually put yourself out there as a speaker, this will be great to throw into your CV as a credibility builder for you. Of course, the next one is to make sure that you feature this on your website. So we'll give you, once you move forward with us, a thumbnail that you can put in your as seen in the media section of your website. And if you don't have an as seen in the media section, well, you'll certainly create one where you can add this feature into your website so that people are searching you and researching you and comparing you to someone else in your industry and say, wow, they've been featured in this magazine. Again, they must be pretty credible. And the final point is that you get to blast this across your social media platforms. As part of your feature, we also give you an enormous amount of collateral that's already created for you with your cover, the words that you've used, and we create all sorts of collateral for you to use across your social media, whether it be cover photos, profile pics, all sorts of things, as we said, the website thumbnail, that you can use to spread with your audience to make sure they get to see your feature. And when they're researching you and stumbling across you, whether it's through your ads or whatever it is, this will give you, again, an enormous amount of elevation and credibility when people see that you've been featured in the magazine. You can also then, which is something else we'll teach you, is pull apart the article that our journalist has written and use it for ongoing content and posts across your other social media platforms. We can do all sorts of lives about it, and there's so many things that we can do with one article, which we're doing now for our existing clients. It's happening and it's working. So we can actually show you how to pull apart this article that we're going to create for you and this interview that we're doing in the magazine, and how you can then use that for months at a time on your social media platforms. So there are 10 pretty big reasons why this feature is pretty special. It's not the way traditionally that people look at a feature in a magazine, but that's because we're not only publishers, but we're also marketers. So I understand the importance of standing out in the crowd, how to get yourself noticed, and how to position yourself as an expert. We've had one consultant using this time and time again. She's in an industry where there's 30,000 other people competing just in her city, just in Sydney, and she was fighting to get above the crowd. And by printing a copy of this magazine and taking it every time she had an appointment with a new client and saying, oh, by the way, I wanted to leave you with a copy of this. I've been featured in the magazine. She's on the cover. It just instantly elevates her, and her close rate has gone up by 44%, which is a huge amount, but it's also the amount of money that's bringing in for her. So, have a think about these 10 points. Go back and watch them again if I've talked too fast for you. And I think you'll find that, for the investment we're asking you for the production costs of this feature, it really is worth your while to jump on board and come and work with us. We look forward to it.